when we first speak to someone, I always like to take it back to the beginning. So from everything that people will have watched so far, all that can see right now, these dogs, these animals obviously mean everything to you. And I wanted to ask you, why Egypt, why Shorouk, why the strays?
Okay, well, why Egypt? I don't know. I was very fortunate to work in many countries, in beautiful, civilized countries. But I ended up in Egypt. So I always said I had to come to Egypt for a reason. Obviously, I met my husband here, so that was one of the reasons, but still there had to be more to keep me in a third world country with animal cruelty rife and everything else totally different to the UK. And my passion always been for the animals. And so I think this is just where it stemmed. I've always been rescuing from being this high. All my pets in England were rescues or pets that my friends were fed up with and they gave them to me. And so when I was here, really, it just continued. And my son, when he was about 8 years old, he found a little Baladi puppy outside of our house.
Yeah.
And of course, mommy, she's ours, it's a present from God, we have to look after her. And so she was taken in straight away, and we had her for almost 14 years. So we lost her a couple of years ago. And having a Baladi, they're just the most amazing dogs you could ever imagine. There's just something about them that are so special.
They are so beautiful and so intelligent, and we've seen from roughly, how many dogs do you think we fed today, and how many dogs do you think are on your feeding route?
Oh God, today we must have fed minimum 70.
I think so, at least.
Minimum 70. And this is, well, if we just I'll put a little bit in February, we sterilized 92 dogs.
Oh.
So those 92 are within our feeding route. Maybe not every day. It depends which, it varies, some packs other than others. But so say that was just 1 month alone. Last month we sterilized 62. So of course, which some of them you saw, the mum with the puppies that need fixing later. They're recent ones from this month. So to be honest, I don't think I can even put a number on how many we do actually feed and sterilize anymore.
And as you said, you're constantly seeing new packs and new litters and new puppies everywhere you go, that you think you've fixed one pack. And when I say fixed, I mean obviously sterilize, vaccinate from rabies and keep feeding them.
Yeah.
And then suddenly another appear.
Yeah.
And I think the sterilization's a key point to mention. So you are obviously leading the TNR group.
Yeah.
So if you could let me just elaborate on what the TNR stands for, what it is, and essentially what your mission is for TNR.
Okay, so TNR is Trap, Neuter, Release. So what we do, we're very fortunate in Shorouk. Shorouk is still a relatively new city. I moved here like 17 years ago, and it was still very quiet. So we're very fortunate that although there are lots and lots of dogs here, it's not as bad as many places.
Yep.
So it is quite controllable. So basically the dogs are they're living so close to apartments, to homes, to people. And the people in general, if they only have 3 or 4 dogs in a garden beside their house, they can turn a blind eye to it. Once the puppies come along, you can't blame them. Suddenly you've gone from 3 dogs to, can be like to 12.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a big difference. And then when they're not sterilized, if the females come into season, so the males are all around her, and then the males are fighting with each other, and then the females are fighting with each other. And then they get hungry, so there's not enough food to go around, so they're all fighting with each other. So when the people see this, it gets them, they're afraid for their children. So the only solution that we see is we have to sterilize them, because we can't stop the problem.
You can't.
I mean, the estimated number of dogs stray dogs in Egypt is something like 20 million.
Wow.
That's the estimated.
Wow.
I'm sure there's many more. So we will, like I say, we will never ever be able to sterilize all of them, but at least if we can control areas at a time, it makes a difference. And fortunately, we have the Council of SHEROUK and the government vet on our side a little bit. So the solution always for the past 60, 70 years in Egypt, stray dogs, shoot them or poison them. So at least now people are becoming more aware of sterilizing their animals,
Yep.
even the pets. I mean, when I first came here, at the beginning, I was shocked. It was the first time, in all honesty, I'd ever seen litters of puppies. Because when I grew up in the UK, we all had our dogs, even if at that point we didn't sterilize them, we never mated them. Mm-hmm. We never let them have puppies. Mm-hmm. So the first time I ever saw litters of puppies was when I came here. And the thing was, here in Egypt, animal ownership has only become a relatively new thing. So years ago, you would find a few people that had the odd dog, the odd cat, but not lots of pets. Mm-hmm. Because before, everybody lived in apartments. It's only been the past maybe 20 years that these new cities opened. So there's villas, there's gardens, so it became a trend. Buy a villa, you have a garden, you have to put a dog in it. You go to get a dog, they will not, the pet shops, all they want to do is get rid of the pups as quickly as possible because they know the window is so short. They know after 3 months the dogs will not be sold. So, and they always sold in pairs. You have to take a male and female. They have to marry. They have to marry. So, and this was what was happening. They were getting their dogs, breeding their dogs, and also throwing them in the street. So the
problem's just increasing tenfold.
Increasing,
yeah.
And not only are you then dealing with Baladi dogs,
yeah.
you're dealing with breed dogs.
Yeah.
And even a lot of the Baladis you saw today,
yeah.
they're all mixes.
Yeah.
You see the one beautiful, I mean, how many retriever mixes have we seen? And German
many.
Shepherd mixes.
So
they're all mixes. And all of this is because of people just throwing them in and
it's a lack of awareness, I think. It's a lack
yes.
of awareness, and I think that's why the TNR is so important, because
yes.
it's obviously showing people that there is a great and feasible solution
yes.
to this.
And this is why when people complain, we have to really, we talk to them, we tell them, even if we remove this pack of dogs from in front of your house, next week there'll be a new pack.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's sterilise them and vaccinate them, so at least you have a clean pack. And put them food and they will be calm. They won't want for anything. They won't want to mate. They won't need to fight to mate. Give them a bit of food and they'll be happy.
If I had to say to you, Tracey, in one sentence, what is your mission for the TNR programme?
To fix as many dogs as we can.
And as we said, we alluded to, fixing is obviously the sterilisation.
Sterilisation.
And allowing them to live a free life on the streets where they are healthy and happy and free is the key point, but they won't keep reproducing, breeding and increasing the problem.
Yes.
I think that is really, really, really important.
Yes. We had one dog that we found. This poor dog, he was one of the packs that we fed, and he had he was hit by a car. So he had nasty wound on his leg. So we took him to the vets, and the vets actually, they didn't help very much. They were really butchered his leg even more. So a friend said, I will take him and I will foster him. So, and we were helping every day, going to clean the wound and help him. We had another dog that we found that was supposed to be going to Canada, and she was actually in a boarding the other side of Cairo. So the day before she was due to travel, we said, "Okay, bring her to us in Shorouk, and let us have her here overnight. So at least tomorrow it's easy to take her to the airport." So my friend was supposed to foster her for that night. The dog was on the way from the boarding. About 10 minutes before she arrived at my friend's cat was an indoor-outdoor cat, came in the house with ringworm. Didn't have ringworm before, came in the house, ringworm. So my friend called, she said, I'm terrified to foster her because I don't want to then send her and she has ringworm. I said, God, where are we going to put her? At that time, I think I already had 3 dogs. So our friend who was fostering Soccer with the leg, she said, bring her to me. She can be with Soccer. So that night we were taking a video of Soccer, Grateful, who was going to Canada. So we were taking her video to send to her adopter to say she's all ready to travel the next day.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? I posted this as well on our Facebook group. Somebody else in Canada saw the video and said, who's the dog behind Grateful? So we said, that's Soccer. He's, he had a bad leg and we're waiting once it's healed, and we were new to him and we'll put him back in the street with his pack. She said, I want him. Can you imagine? And she adopted him and he's in Canada as well.
Wow.
So can you imagine? He was this close to going back to his pack. Had the whole going back, had the dog not been fostered in Saqqara, if the date was come, if we hadn't decided to bring her the day before and not take her direct to the airport, if the cat hadn't had ringworm, if I hadn't have had 3 dogs that, somebody else take this one. Imagine all of these ifs. And
it's the butterfly effect, and I think that's what we've felt the whole time since we've been back in Egypt this time, is that everything is meant to happen for a reason, and we're so blessed to be able to tell stories like yourself, because it's you and your team on the ground every day feeding hundreds, thousands of dogs every single day and night. But you can't also tell that story, and you don't have the platform to tell the rest of the world.
No.
You can't set up this production and film yourselves doing it. It's not going to happen.
No.
So you're performing these miracles and it can't get shared. The biggest blessing of our lives, both Tom and I, is to be able to share these stories, and we're so grateful. And little things. Tom has been suffering with severe food poisoning today.
Was I medicated you, didn't I, Tom?
Very well.
Yes, I medicated him.
And he had a lot of doggo love, which obviously helps.
Yeah, the love helps.
But again, imagine, all these things that have a knock-on effect. We had plans this afternoon, but some things have to get cancelled, and the reason is now we're here having this conversation, and I can categorically tell you the project that we will build together going forward will be game-changing.
To do something like this, you have to have such a big family. You really do, because even like some days, if I'm not available to go on a catch, I have somebody else who will go down on a catch. Maybe somebody can do something, I will be doing something and someone else. Or, it's all a huge, big teamwork.
It is.
A big teamwork. None of us can do it alone. None of us, it's all we need. We have to support each other.
And again, what you've just said is absolutely bang on, but you guys can only do so much.
Yeah.
So it takes the whole community, it takes one ripple effect. People will see what you're doing in Egypt and they'll take it into their countries. This is what we need. If everybody could do or try to do things that you're doing as a family, everyone learns from each other.
Yeah.
And as we said, the solution will start on the streets with the strays.
Yeah, and the good thing as well, like for us, thank goodness, we have a very good reputation here.
Brilliant.
We're always totally transparent, totally honest. When we catch the dogs, we show the videos of them being caught. They know with the price of everything. It's the general from the clinic. Everything is totally transparent. They see us in action catching. They see the dogs go to be sterilised. They see the dogs come back. So we video so everybody knows whatever they donate for it goes to that cause.
Perfect.
You know, everything. I mean, all of us, we're all broke. We're all broke rescuers. You know, every month we have vet bills coming out of our ears and owing food to the chicken guy and to whoever else. But you know, but this is it. This is
the life.
It's rescue. You know, some days the donations come, others they don't come. Then they will come a bit later on, so you pay off a few debts.
So on that, because you are absolutely right, and you talk about paying the chicken guy. Something's going on. They agree. They're saying, "Come on, help us, get involved." No, but seriously, how could our community and the wider community that will watch this video? There's probably multiple ways that people can get involved and help. What are the best ways for people to get involved and help you at the TNR?
I mean, what we always say. I mean, of course, the main thing we need for the TNR, donations. Number one is donations. Number two, education and awareness. Once we've fixed the dogs and we bring them back, we want to tell the people what we've done, how we've done it, the benefits of doing it. But they also need to spread the word amongst themselves.
Yeah.
Once they're back, the dogs, of course, they need, after the surgery, they're away for a week, so they lose a bit of weight when they're away because it's stressful. So we also need the people around to help feeding them for us. We're not even saying go and buy lots of chicken like we do. Don't go. Put anything, put the leftover of your food, put some bread, put anything for them, but feed them. And water costs nothing. Always have a big bowl of water outside the house. I mean, okay, we're fortunate that the dogs can go to a garden and they can find water in a lot of places, but still it's not the same as a clean bowl of fresh water.
One thing you said to us in the car as we were travelling between the packs was, you said something so powerful, and it's actually quite emotional to hear that you said, at least I know, even if I can't save them all, that this dog isn't going to sleep hungry tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And that is beautiful, and anybody can do that. Anybody can help feed one dog.
This Ramadan, I was so touched by one of the sheikhs in the mosque who was giving his speech. And he actually said to the people, feeding an animal, you will take the same reward from God as feeding a person. So that was also so powerful, because so many people, as we're feeding, they will say, why are you feeding the animals and why are you not feeding the people? You don't know what we do. We feed the people, we can feed everybody. We want to help. And I'll always say, anybody who helps animals will help people.
100%.
This is it. It's in your blood. It's you want to help people. You'll not let anybody starve. So, but when we heard that, I was so happy that, you know, at least for the people like you are hearing it from the mouth of a sheikh. You will be rewarded for feeding an animal. It's a blessing.
It is a blessing.
So,
it really, really is a blessing.
Yeah.
Honestly, we are so, so grateful. I speak for Tom and I. We're so unbelievably grateful for what you've shown us today, because it's a real insight into some of the magic that you guys are doing. And if we are able to help in any capacity, that's just something that we are born to do. And this is what the Mission Planet is about. And I would like to just say a shout out to your wonderful team. If it's possible, if you guys could come and join us.
Hoda, Rovan, Abir, team. This is just a small portion of our team.
Small portion of the team.
This is just a few of them.
I said to Tracey earlier, thank you all so much for what you do. It's such a pleasure to have seen what you guys do on a daily basis. And I know you mentioned earlier, your time with the dogs is in the middle of the night when no one's there under the stars feeding them.
It's my favorite time.
It is, and all of you will have your own specific things that you do, but you really are doing something incredible, and we're so blessed to be able to help you, so thank you so much.
Thank you so much, thank you, and it's been a pleasure today. I hope you've had as much fun as we have.
We absolutely have.
And I say we're all going back nice and filthy,
yeah,
covered
I was say,
covered
the white
in,
t-shirt,
yeah, your white
clearly...
t-shirt, but it's evidence of all the hugs and cuddles that we got today.
100%.
Thank you both so much.
Tom?
And really,
yeah, right in the middle.
We are so blessed that you came to join us, and that you trust us and have the faith in us. So
We really do, and everybody will do. From what we'll show them of what you've done, everybody will do. And
it's easy for us to do it when we've seen what you do today.
Oh.
This is what they'll see. So
Thank you. No, and you've given.
You help us continue.
we will.
Yep.
We
And
will.
you've made lots of doggies happy today.
Yes.
As you
So-
guys do every single day.
Yeah.
So it's.
And we were lucky today because normally, like, it's with the summer being so hot, so normally we do go a bit later. But thankfully, like, they were all out early. They must have sent the memo around, and they knew we were coming. or they smelt the food. Poor Tom.
I definitely did.
Yeah, poor Tom in the back of the car with 70 kilo of chicken hayekal and a bad tummy.
Smell, by the way.
Well, if you do this for so long, you either got to like it.
You
or
get
just-
used
you
to
have
it,
get
yeah.
used to it. You got no choice.
You know why I love this smell? Because when I saw the dogs eating and they enjoy the snacks, really I love this smell.
See, this could be a new. This could be a
Chicken
new.
smell reminds of the feeling.
So this could be a fundraiser. We can bottle it and sell it.
Yeah.
Very true.
There you go. There you go. A new fundraiser.
Next on Mission Planet, bottled chicken smell.